You got the Bernie show? Wait a second. Good. Nice to see you. What'd you think? We came in when Danny Glover was speaking. I'm sure Nina brought down the house too. But it seems to me that they were really speaking to enough with like people could say whatever they want. Look at what Bernie has done over the years.
Exactly, yeah. There's a lot of they all brought it to church, a lot of testimony. Very much speaking to the truth of what he's been doing his whole life, letting people know, everyone else they're okay, but this is the guy that they fully believe in. Personally, this is who they stand for. It wasn't so much like, hey, you guys follow us. It was like, this is who I believe. This is what I'm saying. If you're feeling what we're saying, which they were, there's a lot of good applause for everyone speaking. That this is who you should be voting for.
And if you look at,
I think it was effective. Yeah.
You look at 2016, Bernie didn't do as well with older people.
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it was mostly older crowd here. So especially, I think a lot of events I've been to in Michigan were a lot of older people, volunteers are older. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a different story this time for sure. Yeah. And I canvassed myself in Detroit, and I passed out flyers, and a lot of the older people are receptive. Pretty much everyone is receptive. Yeah.
And what I find interesting, the media keeps spinning that Joe Biden is the most electable here in Michigan and other places. Well, he's basically Hillary Clinton with different body parts, and she lost Michigan, so why is he more electable?
We're on the same page fully with that. I can go all day about how much I dislike Joe Biden, so I'm not even gonna... I mean, to be really short and sweet about it, the quote that they mentioned, both Nina and I think Colonel West mentioned it too. Nothing will fundamentally change, and no one's standard of living will change. What he said to his donors, his rich donors. If anyone were to vote for him or support him after that, they must be morally bankrupt or just, I don't want to say stupid, but that should disqualify him right then and there,
Seemed to have
that was the first question of the debate night. His first question was about that. He successfully curbed it, didn't even answer it, I hope it's brought up again, because that should cancel him. That should be billboard to that.
By the way, it was the first question addressed to Joe Biden. What did you mean when you told Wall Street that you're going to fluff their pillows for 8 years? He basically totally went to a different topic. And of course, the media said, thank you, Vice President, and didn't challenge him because that's the media. They also had a slight, I wouldn't call it a dig, but they did mention that while Bernie was doing this in the 70s, 80s, 90s, Elizabeth Warren was still a Republican. You hear that Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, they're not going to go after each other, blah, blah, blah. But what do you think is the differences for you between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren?
At first, I was on the side of, we shouldn't be have them fight each other, I was kind of more neutral about it. I can understand why some people were weary about her because of her not endorsing him the first time around. 'Cause that's your friend. You can leave your friend to hang and dry, like that. But
it just came out that the reason she basically kept him high and dry is she was hoping to be chosen as Hillary's vice president.
Right. So there was a lot of little things. It's a lot of little things like that. Her shakiness on Medicare for all. I think recently someone asked her, "Do you think Donald Trump is a racist?" After the squad going home comments, and she couldn't even answer that straight away. I'm like, like Nina mentioned about you need the three backbones, the wishbone, the jawbone, and a backbone. And I don't think she has a backbone, Lauren. She doesn't. I believe her heart's in the right place. She is a big advocate for income inequality, but she just doesn't have the courage to really fight for it. I don't think so.
And lastly, not about the campaign, but Detroit. To me, Detroit is like the symbol of the controlled demolition of the working class. We keep hearing about this booming economy. I don't really see a booming economy here. I see a lot of streets that look like they just got bombed.
Ain't no jobs here. Our public transportation is messed up. There's no... I had to work $10 an hour at a grocery store that's really far from my house and the suburbs because there's no jobs in the middle of the city, and you have to have a car to live here. Bernie talks about infrastructure all the time, rebuilding our trains and our subways. It's messed up. There's nothing. It's not booming here at all.
Out front tonight, chaos at the White House. President Trump's deputy chief of staff, his communications director, is
just because of their connection to President Trump. And I know you've been saying...
We learned recently that Donald Trump threatened to sue his former schools if...
Tired of hearing about Trump 24/7? Become a member at statuscoup.com for only $10 a month. click the notification. With your help, we can start the media revolution.
And before Bernie went on stage, I spoke with his supporters online here, and you really get that feeling from them.